listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest, Ron Dymek, Dymek's Freedom Plumbing. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. You know, I think I'm going to turn back the clock this morning because somehow we missed it. Yesterday was National Chocolate Covered Nut Day and National Clam Chowder Day. Having beaten anorexia, I would go with both of those. Today, National Tell a Fairy Tale Day. Yeah, probably wouldn't be very good for me. And National Pistachio Day. Okay, we'll stick with that one. Is it Kahlua Day yet? Oh, no, that's tomorrow. So we'll get to that one as time moves on. Looking at the markets this morning, another one of those volatile days on the market. We're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Been up all morning, up 254 points. Oil, it's up at $64 a barrel. Can you imagine? I mean, it wasn't that long ago we were talking about oil in the 40s. Now we're in the mid 60s, $64 a barrel. Should I tell you what oil or what gas prices are doing? Do you want to know that, or would it just get you a little bit too ill? I know most of us, when we look in Taxifornia, we don't want to know what the oil prices are doing. Amazing how that could really be going that way with what we're doing with all these different prices. But, you know, that's just the way our system works. We're looking at them. I'll tell you what the number is. Let's see here. $2.51 a gallon is the national average. Do you think California, Taxifornia is higher or lower? Yep, we're at $3.33.5 a gallon right here in Taxifornia. $3.33.5 per gallon of gasoline. Now, the best in the country, we're looking around and I'm trying to find who's got the best gas prices. We can go over there and fill up. Yeah, they do that in America. I mean, in Texas, $2.24.9. $2.24.9, $1.10 cheaper than here in Taxifornia. Isn't that enough to really make you feel ill?
I got a bad feeling about this.
But hey, let's keep on voting for the same people. Maybe we can get a different result. I don't know if that's going to work too well. Moving right along, let's look at the interest rates. Where are they at? The 10-year Treasury down a little bit. 2.85. Senior citizens, that's not the greatest news in the world for you. Just looking at the numbers here, but why do I say that's not good news for seniors? It's because they're living off of fixed income. Well, when the seniors are living off of fixed income, 285.1, yeah, it's not a good return on investment. That's why we've got Todd Halterman in town. I think he's coming in town the middle of next month to share some investments that are safe and secure with a 6% return. Don't tell them I told you that they got 20% last year, and it was in a real estate trust that gives you a check every single month. Don't tell him I told you any of that stuff, because I'm not supposed to do it. I don't sell the things. He sells them. I just tell people where they can find some great investments to protect themselves. Now let's look at the news right now, the news of the day. We'll get into the mortgage market in the next segment. But we'll look at the news of the day, see if we can find anything that is exciting there. Wow, it's a shame. Over there in Parkland, the high school's reopening. Students and parents returned to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School yesterday for the first time since the mass murder. 17 people killed. There were tears, embraces, grief counselors, all there to help. Hope that there were not any of the specific sheriff deputies there, because obviously they did not do their job. And a lot of the FBI in that area didn't do their job. A lot of government failed these people. We'll see what happens with this investigation. There are a lot of folks saying to the Broward County Sheriff, Scott Israel, that he should resign. Big argument with him and Jake Tapper yesterday on their CNN interview. The sheriff may have expected a cordial conversation. You usually expect a cordial conversation on the Cannabis News Network, but he was hit hard for multiple failures of his department before and during the massacre. Israel praised his own amazing leadership. Now, how in the world do you come out and say that you've got amazing leadership?
This is ridiculous. And
scoffed at demands that he resign. The sheriff did himself no favors when he made a bizarre comment about ifs and buts being fruits and nuts. You just watch these things and you have to wonder, how can he come out and say amazing leadership when you talk about these kind of issues? Unbelievable. Wonder if we had some other folks there who were armed. Now you look at and I believe that it's come out now that the hero coach there was a retired Marine and did own his own firearm. He went in there and used his body as a shield to protect people. I wonder if he had a firearm with him and went in there, how many people would have been protected in that instance? Just a thought for you there. Florida Governor Rick Scott ordered the state's top cop to investigate the local response to the high school shooting. I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of investigation on that. Florida Department of Law Enforcement has already begun its investigation, which will examine the actions of Sheriff Israel and his deputies. Scott has also called for the resignation of FBI boss Christopher Wray, whose bureau mishandled numerous warnings about the shooter. Just a horrible, horrible situation. There's no possible way that anybody could say anything beyond that. I don't know of anything in my life that could be possibly worse than what some of those parents, those families are going through right now. Just couldn't imagine anything at all that could be worse than what they're going through. Amazing. Moving right along. Harvey Weinstein. I think it's, this weekend, next weekend, that they've got the next one of the Hollywood Pat Yourself on the Back Awards. They do that all the time there in Hollywood, all the loony libs calling for no gun control, but they bring their own security with them. Well, Harvey Weinstein, I guess he just got his own. The Weinstein Company usually was the gold standard in independent studios, racking up profits and Academy Awards. The company announced last night that it will file for bankruptcy after negotiations to sell the firm failed. Weinstein's company's swift fall from grace was set in motion, of course, when co-founder Harvey Weinstein was accused by dozens of women of sexual abuse, up to and including rape. Amazing how that's gone on right now. President Trump meeting with many of America's governors today at the White House. At the top of the agenda is gun violence and how to prevent another school shooting. President, having already heard from students, parents, and local officials, has received mixed reaction to his proposal that some teachers be trained and armed. What a bunch of loons. Here's the issue right there. The president never said that every teacher has to be trained and armed. The commentary was, if you want to be trained, if you want to be armed, and if you want to serve, go ahead. Not that everyone must, and the people that decide to do that get a bonus. Now let's think about this. Those that decide they want to coach football, they get paid an extra stipend for doing that. Why in the world would you have a problem with wanting to defend a institution so that your kids are safe? Now, we got to do a lot more than just that. That's a piece of the puzzle, but it is one piece, and it's something to get started, as opposed to all of these lunatics saying, well, the NRA, who's not even in the top 20 in donors to the political parties, but the NRA is at fault. Well, that's good. That'll get absolutely nothing done. Let's ban assault weapons. Well, how'd that work out for you in Columbine when they were already banned then? So let's try and get something done. Maybe what we need to do is build a method so that the schools are protected. Maybe they need to have, for every 500 or 1,000 students, they have one armed guard there who's trained in the methods of doing these things. There's a lot of different opportunities of solving the problem if you can get off of just the idea that if you take away the guns from the people who legally have them, that's going to solve anything. Unbelievable how this works. More on the Cannabis News Network in a poll conducted by CNN in which only 23% of the respondents described themselves as Republicans. President Trump registered a dismal approval rating of just 35%. So let's think about that. 23% are Republicans, yet he gets a 35% approval rating. The Rasmussen Daily Presidential Tracking Poll has the president's approval rating at 50%. While Rasmussen surveys likely voters, SRSS polls all adults and has a larger margin of error. You decide who you're going to believe. It's amazing how the Cannabis News Network continues to go on a downward trend on ratings and continues spewing this garbage that eventually people are going to realize it's not polling that's bad, it's pollers that are bad. And maybe you just want to get your information from somebody that can give you legitimate information, like when you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio. And we're getting ready to give you some more great information this morning. Remember, you can reach us anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. When we come back, we're going to chat a little bit about plumbing scams. Have you ever had to call a plumber and wanted to get some great information? If you're like me, you know absolutely nothing. I don't even know what end of a screwdriver to use. So we want to get some information and education. Ron Dymek, Dymek's Freedom Plumbing, is here. We've got some latest National Association of Realtor data. And we're also going to talk about things homeowners should do to save money. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Hey, good morning, Chris. Good morning, Mundo. Brandy, glad to see you with us. Gus, glad to see you with us. Scott, glad you are here as well. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, MLS 21037 and DRE number 018694552.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has all the programs, the products for you. Yes, they do have the Fast Pass loan approval, the only company I know of that has it, and it saves buyers $10,000 to $50,000 on the purchase of a new home. In the Mortgage Minute today, we're looking again the 10-year Treasury down about 2 basis points, 2.85 right now. The Fannie Mae bond is up 3 basis points, which means interest rates are down a little bit. What's causing this to happen? Well, it's going to be a pretty interesting week economic news-wise. We've got the housing data, inflation data, pending home sales, the FHFA house price index, Case-Shiller's home price index are all coming out this week. The Fed's favored measure of inflation, the personal consumption expenditures, is going to come out. And we're going to get our chance to hear from the new Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, his testimony, which will give us a good idea of what to expect from the new Federal Reserve Chair. So those are all things that are coming in the market. We're expecting some good stuff this week. Hey, we'll take a look at the interest rates for you. We do it on a daily basis. But let's chat today. And again, that's the Mortgage Minute brought to you from Gold Star Mortgage. Today I want to learn with you because you know as well as I do, if you've ever listened to Ron Siegel Radio, and I'm sure glad that you are right now, that I don't even know what end of a screwdriver to use. I've imported millions and millions of screwdrivers from the Far East. I've done all kinds of tools. But you know something? How do you use them? I don't know, but I can use a phone. If you're watching me, Ron Siegel Radio, I can fix anything. I just pick up the phone and call the professional that understands how to do it. And Ron Dymek's here. You're one of those professionals.
I am.
So you understand all this stuff and how it works. And
I do. Been doing this for over 45 years.
45 years. Wow.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this because one of the things that bothers me the most in our society is scammers.
Right.
It just drives me to drink, and I love to publicize the information so that hopefully if we can get to just one person and they don't get scammed, we've done our job.
Well, we could solve all the world's problems if everybody just treated everybody the way they wanted to be treated themselves. It's real simple.
Absolutely.
But the problem is a lot of the companies are forced because they're spending just exorbitant amounts in advertising because they're not trying to retain their customers. They're trying to get the most out of every customer, and it's forcing, or their policy is to, sell and not necessarily recommend what's best for the customer. And so what we're seeing is a lot of plumbing companies, not all of them, there's a lot of great plumbing companies out there and that we're associated with and work with too. But we're seeing that the sales technique is to go out, and it doesn't matter if it's your kitchen drain or your sewer line's backed up, they're not wanting to clean it so that it'll stay open for a couple of years. They're wanting to repair it, even though it doesn't need to be repaired.
So what would be the difference between those two?
Well, the difference would be in training their technicians how to clean a drain properly. It's not that they don't have the proper equipment. The equipment's there, and they have it on their trucks. The difference is they're not trying to train the technicians to spend the time to clean the drain so that it'll stay open, or recommend a drain maintainer or root destroyer or something that'll also help keep the line open. So you can have the line cleaned, and depending on what you put down your kitchen sink or your roots in your line, it should stay open a year, maybe 2 years or longer. You might spend a couple of $100 max having the line cleaned out, but what they're wanting to do, they're wanting to go and recommend these expensive repairs that are $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000.
Wow. That's crazy.
It is. And there again, they're not looking for retention of customer base. I've grown my business by referrals and retention. And referrals is a great honor.
Sure.
Somebody refers you, it's an honor to be referred to somebody.
So if they're coming out to do if I've got a clogged drain, and when I have a clogged drain, I don't know squat. All I know is the water doesn't go down and it's supposed to.
Right.
I mean, and to be quite honest with you, I don't want to know anything more than that.
Exactly.
And your phone number.
Right.
That's all I want to know. So, what should be the process when the plumber comes out? Is it to get the drain to go down? Is it a annual maintenance agreement, or what is that?
Well, most of the time it's just an accumulation of soaps. Let's say your kitchen sink, problem most people use their garbage disposal as their trash can, and everything goes down the garbage disposal.
I do that.
So you're going to have us come out to your home a little more often because you do that. We do have some drain maintainer bio drain that we recommend to put down the drain after we've cleaned it out. It'll help keep it open. But yeah, the process is pretty simple. You have a little opening outside your kitchen window. We take that off. We run the snake in there, and usually the whole process takes 30, 45 minutes. And we run a large set of cutting blades in there, and it just scrapes the junk off the inside of the pipe, and we flush it out.
Does it ruin the pipe?
No, not at all. I mean, if the pipe is old, homes built in the 50s where they used old cast iron soil pipe, over a period of time, those pipes will eventually wear out and do have to be replaced. But that's few and far between, and we're seeing more and more of it as homes are, built in the 50s are seeing age deterioration. But most of the time, especially in the big Orange County boom, the pipes underneath the ground are plastic. They call it ABS, black plastic pipe. So a snake can go through there without hurting it at all.
Okay. So, and that's going to take 30 to 45 minutes, you said?
Yeah, typically, when you're working on a sewer line, if you have an opening in your front yard, which is called a clean out, those caps that we unscrewed, put the snake in, they're called clean out or clean out access. They make it easier, and usually we are able to do a more efficient job to do that. If you don't have those, there's other ways to do it that'll, we have to pull the toilet, do this or that, and those jobs can take a couple hours, and obviously they cost more money.
Sure.
But,
so what are they doing? I know that every tradesman, is entitled to make a good living, but I don't know about $5,000 or $10,000 for a couple hours worth of work.
Well, when they're doing that, it's an all-day process. It's not like they're just coming in and recommending a sewer liner. It's only going to take them a couple hours. It might take them a whole day or maybe a day and a half to do it because they have to dig up the line somewhere. Trenchless technology does not mean you do not dig or you do not excavate. Trenchless technology is a term that's used in the plumbing industry. It just means that, you start at the front of the house and you trench it all the way to the street. Well, that's trenching out the whole problem. Trenchless technology is where, you make one opening at the front of the house, and then you either put a liner inside the pipe, which coats the pipe, keeps the roots from growing back in, or another trenchless technology is called pipe bursting, where you dig it up at 2 points and then you insert a new pipe in the old pipe. Those are severe repair techniques, okay, but they've become the norm being recommended by plumbers. And that's why they're expensive.
Okay, so instead of them doing that half hour or an hour process, they just go right to the idea that you need this whole major issue.
Well, let's say you don't have a clean-out opening in your front yard. You've never had when your home was built in the 50s or 60s before they were more or less mandatory by code. The average cost to put one of those in is less than $2,000. Okay, so you look at your return on your investment, and you have it cleaned out every year, and the cost of cleaning out is $175 or $200. Well, versus putting a liner in that's going to cost $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000.
Sure. So is that what you should really be doing? Is having somebody come out and do like a maintenance on your lines every year or so?
Well, it depends on the history of your home. If you've been in your home long enough, or the buyer that disclosed to you that they have a problem with your sewer line, then you should do it. Who wants to wake up in the middle of the night to a plugged up toilet overflowing?
Sure.
Who wants to have their family over in the holidays and you have 2 or 3 times as many people flushing stuff down the toilet? Everybody goes over to grandma's house for the holidays. She flushes her toilet a couple of times a day. Now you have 20 people flushing it every hour. So in those kind of situations, if you had any history, kitchen sink stopping up, your sewer backing up because there's roots that grow in and they grow back. It's like cutting your grass; it comes back.
Okay.
So you should clean those out as a preventive maintenance. And
that way you can have the plumber come on your terms instead of on an emergency situation.
Right. It's being proactive versus reactive.
Same as it's just like going and getting your car lubed. Right? I mean, you do that on a regular basis with the idea so you don't have to do it. We're going to talk more with Ron Dymek when we come back. Hey, how about that tankless water heater so you don't run out of hot water? We're going to talk to Ron about his thoughts on that one as well. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we'll also get the latest National Association of Realtor data. And is it the right time to sell a piece of property? We'll talk about it. And some things homeowners should do immediately to save money. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of homes you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender. Licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and, if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. In the real-time real estate segment today, being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio, text Toolkit to 79564, Toolkit to 79564. Get the ultimate home finance toolkit. It is absolutely free. All you need to do is text Toolkit to 79564. We all realize that the best time to sell anything is when demand for that item is high and the supply of that item is low. We've talked about that many times. It's basic economics. Two major reports released by the National Association of Realtors, NAR, revealed information that suggests that now is a great time to sell your house. Let's look at the data covered in the latest Realtors Confidence Index and Existing Home Sales Report. Realtors Confidence Index, every month NAR surveys over 50,000 real estate practitioners about their expectations for home sales, price, and market conditions. This month, the index showed again that home buying demand continued to outpace the supply of homes available in January. The map that I shared on social media earlier shows that how buyer demand broke down by state, and we're stable here in Southern California. We're not in the very strong area of Washington, Idaho, Nevada, Utah, but it's stable in California. In addition to revealing high demand, the index also shows that compared to conditions in the same month last year, seller traffic conditions were weak in 22 states, stable in 25 states, and strong in only 4 states, Alaska, Nevada, North Dakota, and Utah. Takeaway, demand for housing continues to be strong, but supply is struggling to keep up, and this trend is likely to continue throughout 2018. The Existing Home Sales Report, the most important data revealed in the report, was not sales, but was instead the inventory of homes for sale. We talk about that all the time, the supply. The report explained total housing inventory rose 4.1% from December to 1.52 million homes available for sale. Unsold inventory is 9.5% lower than a year ago, marking the 32nd consecutive month with year-over-year declines. This represents a 3.4-month supply at the current sales pace. According to Lawrence Yoon, chief economist at NAR, another month of solid price gains underlines this ongoing trend of strong demand and weak supply. The underproduction of single-family homes over the last decade has played a predominant role in the current inventory crisis, that is, weighing on affordability. In real estate, there is a guideline that often applies. When there's less than a 6-month supply of inventory available, we are in a seller's market, and we will see appreciation. Between 6 and 7 months neutral, where prices will increase at the rate of inflation, and more than a 7-month supply means we are in a buyer's market and should expect depreciation. As we mentioned before, there is currently a 3.4-month supply, and houses are going under contract fast. The Existing Home Sales Report shows that 43% of properties were on the market for less than a month when sold. Still a big time to go selling a property. If you're thinking about it, give me a call, 800-306-1990. I have a license, but I don't do it. I'll introduce you to somebody who does. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text Toolkit to 79564. Get that toolkit, the Ultimate Home Finance Toolkit, right away. So we're going to continue our conversation this morning. Ron Dymek, Dymek's Freedom Plumbing, is in the house with us, learning about plumbing scams, and also maybe we're going to find out a little bit more about other issues. So, Ron, does plumbing, as far as the line drain and cleaning that we were talking about in the last segment, does that fall under the homeowners insurance area?
Well, it can. The key. Or I guess the reason that you can use your homeowner's insurance if something backs up or floods that cause property damage. If you don't have, doesn't matter what type of problem you have, if you don't have property damage, then probably not a good idea to file a homeowner's claim. We can come out, do an assessment, and we can do a leak detection, assess it for you. We work with a lot of homeowners insurance companies, all the major ones, and we know what they will, normally recommend it and file a claim. So if you had a sewer backup and it flooded your house and you have nasty stuff all over your house and carpet and drywall and stuff, yeah, you probably have an insurance claim for the damage. They're not going to fix your new plumbing. They're not going to give you a new sewer line. They may pay us or somebody to investigate what caused the problem. But every insurance company is different. Everybody's policy is different. But you definitely want to consider that. You might want to make sure that it's with your insurance company before you actually file a claim for that, and it's based on your deductible too.
That's a big issue right there. Is you got to really look at that deductible to see if you've got a $1,000 deductible and it's going to cost you $1,100 to fix it.
Exactly.
It's going to cause you more problems in the long run than benefit.
Yeah. But if your toilet overflows and you have carpet, and a lot of people don't have carpet in the bathrooms anymore, but if it goes out into the hallway and you got that nasty stuff all over the carpet, don't just try and go down and rent a carpet cleaner and clean that up. That stuff needs to go away. You're never going to get that bacteria out of your carpet. So the cost can go up quite a bit, pretty fast when you start weighing in all the factors. That's where you might want to get a recommendation from your insurance company for a professional dry down company. They call them emergency service crews that can come out and assess that.
Sure. And remember, this issue also is the insurance company. You're paying them for insurance. They're not looking out for you ever. They're looking out for their own benefit, and you have the right to use the providers that you see fit. They're gonna work with them. I'm sure you work with a lot of different insurance companies.
Yeah, we work with all of them. Yeah.
And I could call whoever I want. I can call you and apply it to my insurance company.
Yeah, and we'll come out. We'll do an assessment. I mean, we charge for leak detection, and it includes taking pictures of what the cause of loss is. We write a report. We'll email those pictures to your adjuster, to your insurance company. We'll answer we'll walk the adjuster through the process of what the cause of loss was. So the buzzwords with the insurance companies are sudden and accidental. So the loss has to be sudden and accidental, and can't be the toilet was dripping for 6 months and I was just too lazy to get it fixed, and now the floor is rotten and I want to get it fixed. They're not going to do that.
They're not going to cover you. You got to be careful of that one.
But even if it's your fault, you left a stopper in the sink and you didn't know the water was on, and then you went and watched the Ron Siegel radio show, and you came back in and your sink overflowed, well, they'll probably still cover it because it was sudden and accidental.
Sure.
As long as it was an accident.
Right.
You didn't intend to do that.
Yeah, I wasn't it wasn't a malicious or a planned event.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So let's talk a little bit, we got a lot of folks that listen to us, watch us on our RonSiegelRadio.tv or on our Facebook channel. They're younger than me. I mean, at my age, I don't worry about it as much, but when we had young kids, my sons used to believe that the shower was concluded when the hot water ran out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? So, the half hour, 45 minutes in the shower, I don't want to talk about what the water bill was like or the waste of water.
Yeah.
But, the tankless heaters, back when they were younger, I think it was about $5,000-$6,000 to put one of those things in.
Well, they were, and some still are. When you have to come in and you bring in larger gas lines because they have 5 or 6 times more BTUs, which is a term for how much heat the heater requires. A standard water heater is about 45,000 BTUs. Tankless water heaters start out at about 199,000 BTUs. So, you have to have more gas, and the gas line sometimes has to be larger. But now, the technology is really changing. Our tagline is old-fashioned values using today's technology. And we try and, stay up with that current. And they're retrofitting. They realize that the water heater market is in 40 and 50 gallon water heaters. That's what typical homes have.
Really? Okay.
You get into 4,000 or 5,000 square foot home, 4 or 5 bathrooms, then you're going to have a 75 gallon water heater. So they've retrofitted those to, they call them easy 40s, easy 50s, easy 75s, where you don't have to upsize the gas line necessarily. You don't have to change all the venting to the very expensive stainless steel Category 3 sealed venting. They have piping where you can sleeve through it, because they're condensating units. So they do have a drain line, but the exhaust is not as hot. So you can use this special flexible plastic gas line inserted through your old venting and the smaller gas lines that keep the cost way down.
So will those cut now? The cost of the unit versus cost of having a traditional water heater.
Yeah, just the base cost of the unit is going to be about double.
Okay.
Your standard water heater warranty is about 6 years. You can get extended warranties and things, 8 years, 10 years and stuff. But, the standard tankless water heater is 12 years.
Wow,
The heat exchanger. And, there is some maintenance. If you don't have soft water, you do have to yearly, come out, flush them out. So there is a little bit more cost on the maintenance end of it. Flushing them out, keeping them running healthy.
What about my monthly gas bill?
Well, it depends on how much you're home. If you're gone a lot during the day, your regular standard water heater is heating it
Sure.
up, whether you're there or not.
Right.
You go on vacation for 2 weeks. Most people don't think to turn their water heater down to the vacation mode.
Some of us don't even know there's a vacation mode.
Yeah. So the tankless water heater is using gas on demand. It does require a little bit of electricity because it does have a fan in it, and you have to have a plug relatively close to where you're installing the tankless water heater. We have electricians that come out and do that when we're installing them. But so you're only using hot water, gas when you turn it on. It's not being used. So
it's not eating it up all the time.
Yeah.
So it means I guess I probably have a little less evaporation, probably a little bit more economically, environmentally friendly.
Yeah. And we put them in. As far as getting into another topic, water savings and stuff. We're
going to talk about that when we come back.
Yeah,
water savings. How do we do it? We'll ask Ron Dymek. He's our in-house expert on that. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. We'll also talk about things homeowners should do to immediately save money. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com. Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Things you should do to save money immediately. That is the subject of today's Word on Wealth segment, brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report, and it is wrong. They all are. Credit Sanitizer has these solutions for you. Just go to their website, CreditSanitizer.com. You get an update every week with some different tips on increasing your credit scores. Things homeowners should do immediately to save money. Well, here's a few of them. And again, I have no clue how to do this one. Check the insulation in your attic. Add more if needed. It's been kind of cold out there lately, so doing some of these things might be wise. You might want to look at what your mortgage rate is doing. You might want to look at what your blended household interest rate is and see if it makes sense for you to do some restructuring there. Maybe you're tired of paying 30% interest on those credit cards and you want to roll it in and not pay it off over the next 300 years. How about claim-free everyday household products? There is a little tip that many people don't know. You can get coupons almost anywhere right now online. Just go to coupon.com and then look it up and see where the gift coupons are for almost everything. This one here, Ron, you were just talking about this one. Lower the temperature on your water heater down to 120 degrees. Might be a big benefit. This is the optimum temperature for your water heater. Most people don't use water hotter than 120 degrees. Indeed, water hotter than that can scald you or a child. Thus, you might save a little bit of energy costs there. Make sure you might want to look at your air conditioning system. You know, when it's cold like this, a lot of those air conditioning guys, they're not doing a whole heck of a lot. So you might want to get a hold of them and have your servicing done on the air conditioning right now when it's not a busy time. Again, it's just home maintenance. Look at that home alarm system. It might save you some money on your home insurance needs. You might want to be looking at solar. Does it make sense for you? Does it make sense for your family? Give us a call at 800-306-1990 before you go to some of those issues. Again, I don't know anything about it. I have heard some scams, and I'd be happy to share that information with you. Look at non-perishables. Buy in bulk and use coupons. Watch what they're doing over at Costco, some of the big boxes. Once a quarter, watch what they do. It's very fascinating. They'll have toilet paper on sale 1 month, and then they'll have facial tissue and then paper towels and buy the packaging when it's on sale, then stock up. Wait till it's on sale again if you can. Just a thought for you. There's a whole bunch more. If you want the full report, give me a call at 800-306-1990. That is the Word on Wealth segment brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. We're going to continue our conversation. Ron Dymek's in the house. Dymek's Freedom Plumbing. And hey, don't let me forget to tell you about the Girl Scout cookie sale. We'll try and get to that before the end of the broadcast. But we are still selling those fat-free, calorie-free Girl Scout cookies. And we're going to talk about that as well. So, Ron, we were talking before the break, before I interrupted you so rudely.
That's okay.
Water savings.
Yeah, and just going back to what you were giving those helpful hints about your heating and air conditioning, change your filter every month. Okay.
Every month?
Every month. Because you're either using it in the summer or the winter. Okay. And that can really improve the efficiency of your heater and your air conditioning system. And the filters are cheap.
Right.
They're easy to, buy a dozen of them, keep them in the garage, just change them once a month, throw the other one away. So anyway.
No, it's a great point, and I've seen where a couple of places where when they come out, because again, I don't know how to do anything. I can talk. I'm semi-decent at that, semi-literate. Yeah. But they write on the edge of it the date that they put it in. That way you don't have to forget or go to your... Everyone's got a phone right now. Put it in your phone, change water heater, set an appointment for yourself.
Yeah, you can set it in your calendar. You can do a weekly reminder, monthly, yearly, whatever. It's just like, changing your batteries and in your smoke alarm. Do it, daylight savings time. Change them twice a year.
Is there any difference between those things, the filters? I see some of them at like $4 at Target or something, and then I see some that are $12.
Yeah, they're probably just the microns that they filter through. People that are very sensitive. You have kids that have asthma and things like that. You want to filter as much dust. I mean, there's all sorts of add-ons that HVAC guy can talk to. We don't do that, but there's some good ones out there.
That's great advice, though. I mean, and I heard someone just told me with the fires, put eucalyptus or peppermint on the filter, and it'll get some of that smell out of your house.
Well, yeah, they make these little stick-on things that you can get at the store, and you put it on there, and it's just, and does that. I mean, you could probably just come up with an idea.
Yeah.
Get the eucalyptus oil, peppermint oil yourself, and do it. And
absolutely.
It's a lot cheaper.
Okay, so let's talk about water savings.
Well, water savings. Okay, we're still in a drought. We haven't had any rain this year, and it's probably not going to end the drought in California between now and July. So one of the areas that people use the most water is leaky toilets. Okay. Inside your toilet tank, you have that rubber thing. It's called a flapper. Don't put chlorine in your tank. It wears those things out. And then you'll hear water running. If you want to know if your toilet's leaking water, you go down to the grocery store, go to the cake department, buy some food dye. If you don't have it, it doesn't matter what color, red or blue or green or whatever. Put a few drops of the food dye in your toilet tank. If you see the water in the bowl changing color, and that tells you that the flapper is leaking and you're wasting water. So that's a very simple way of doing it. If you're on a slab foundation, in other words, you walk on the floor and your floor is concrete, and you're hearing water running, you've checked the toilets aren't leaking, you can go out to the water meter, take the cover off, clean the dial, because the water guys never clean it. They just guesstimate what your water usage is. And if you see that little arrow or dial spinning, well, then chances are you have an underground slab leak, and you're going to have to call us to come out to do a leak detection to determine if you do have a slab leak.
Interesting. Okay, because that can cause a lot of problems.
Well, yeah, eventually. I mean, you're wasting water, and eventually it'll percolate up through your slab and ruin your very expensive hardwood flooring if you have it, or your carpet, or cause a lot of damage.
Let's throw that one back at you then, Ron, because we're in one of the earlier segments you were talking about insurance has to do with sudden and accidental and sudden.
Yeah.
But that slab leak that's percolating up, that's really not sudden. So was that covered?
Well, a lot of them are. A lot of them will the pipe will get a pinhole leak in it, and the ground will only hold so much water. So within sometimes hours, we've had customers go to work, they come home in the afternoon and they're sloshing through wet carpet or wet flooring. So the insurance companies don't get into, well, how long was it leaking under the slab before it percolated? Most of them don't.
Okay.
There again, if you tell you heard this leaking for a long time and you didn't address the issue, and you get on the phone and you tell the insurance company, hey, I've heard this thing leaking for a year, but now it's coming up through my floor. Well,
yeah, don't do that.
You're out of luck.
Yeah, give us a call at 800-306-1990 before you call the insurance company. I'll put you in touch with a couple of water restoration companies, and both of them will help you out with conversations with the insurance companies. Not that I have anything against insurance companies, but I do. And they'll give you some good counsel on what they're looking for. Then I'm sure they're going to call Ron to help you with some of those other issues. Ron, what's the deal with this video cameras in our lines? What's that all about?
Well, back to the plumbing scam thing. This is technology, and it's great technology for finding breaks and cracks in sewers and drains, but it's the tool that the dishonest plumbers are using when they first come into your home. They'll make a feeble attempt to snake out the drain. The guy that comes out, probably not that experienced, he'll call a supervisor out. These are red flags when they're bringing out the camera right away, and they haven't been able to clear the drain, or they're telling you the drain is broken, or it's root infested. Well, get a clue. If your home is more than 20, 30 years old, it probably has tree roots growing in it. If you have trees in the front yard or trees in the city parkway, all sewer lines pretty much have roots growing in them. So not all sewer lines have to be replaced, repaired, a liner put in them. Back to what we were saying, just clean them out. Okay. When you put a liner in a sewer line, also they don't tell you, you have to have that line 100% clean, root free, to put a liner in it. So if you're able to do that, to put a liner in it, why can't you do that just to clean the line out?
Makes a lot of sense, right? I mean,
Right.
Total logic there. Ron Dymek, Dymek Freedom Plumbing, freedomplumbing.com is the website. We're going to get some information on that right there on our Facebook page and on the show notes. But hey, also I want to remind you about our triple play, the Girl Scout Cookie Triple Play. I can't tell you the chapter of Girl Scouts because it'll get them in trouble, but we have a Girl Scout chapter that's going to go ahead and they're going to go out and buy Girl Scout, and we're going to buy the Girl Scout cookies from them. They're going to take the cookies over to the Orange County Family Justice Center for the benefit of the battered women and children. And then we're going to go over and continue. There's no calories then for you. So if you are looking to go ahead and get in on this, just help us out. Send over some money. Whatever you send, we're going to buy the cookies from the Girl Scout troop. They're going to take care of it for us. And the battered women and children are going to end up getting a benefit there. You can either do it with Venmo, Ron Siegel, Square Cash, Ron Siegel, Zelly. They're all right there. And hopefully I can get these people to stop pinging us on the radio show. But that is the information there. And also, be sure to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun, have a great day. We will talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.